Okay, Max here. I'm back with another reaction. This is the reaction from many places on the new set photos of Batgirl with a stunt double as Michael Keaton's Batman and Gordon, and what this means, what I personally think, what Grace thinks, what Mercury of the Snyderverse thinks. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I want to see the context. Does it necessarily mean that this is here's what I'm thinking. There's variant characters in here. This may not even be the Michael Keaton we know from the 90s. Who the hell knows? I don't even, Warner Brothers might know. They might know. But is this a flashback now that the Flash brought in Michael Keaton into this universe? Does this mean this happened in the new Flashpoint timeline? Or is this a flashback from the variant Michael Keaton's Batman from his timeline? That's the two angles I could think. Now, what's the more likely? That's up to you viewers. I know everyone's going to say, Batfleck is done, Max. Just embrace it. Batfleck is done. It's done. And you know what? A lot of the Snyderverse people think. Look at Mercury on Twitter. He is flipping out like a Karen. Look at this. Flashback of Keaton's Batman, the new DCU timeline. Batfleck erased. Pure, unfiltered garbage. This is the image. Does this mean that now Michael Keaton's Batman is the main, and this is the Flashpoint timeline's current history, that now he's actually replaced? Or is this a flashback from his own timeline? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. There's also, time travel movies are done differently. I don't know how they're going to address that, because there's multiverses. There's different timelines. So this doesn't mean, because there's different timelines, this doesn't mean that this is the main timeline. This could be from his timeline, is mainly what I'm trying to say, even though it's convoluted and crazy. But there you go. Some Snyder bros on Twitter think this means it's done. All right. So now let's react to Grace and see what she says. I could always use more Grace in my life. I have not watched this yet. I am ready to react. Get Crest, clean your teeth. Hold on. All right.
News, we have our first.
Wow, she goes right.
Thanks to Batgirl Film News, we have our first clear look at Michael Keaton's new Batman suit. Spotted on the set of Batgirl, worn by a stunt double / actor. We'll talk more about that in a moment. The scene that they seem to
Let me get a closer look. This is better than I saw on Twitter. Where did she get these images? Now, let me see. It looks a little loose. It looks a little loose around him. I don't know. I think the cowl looks great. I know this is probably not actually Michael Keaton in suit. This is probably his stunt double. But I don't know. Does that scream Batman to you? I mean, the cowl looks great, but it looks a little baggy. It looks just like more like a costume instead of a suit to me. Doesn't look horrible, and I'm waiting to see the context of the action, but it doesn't look great to me. I like the way Batgirl looks better than, Michael Keaton here. It doesn't look like he should be fighting crime, and I don't know.
Filming here. But I also want to let you know that I'm hearing this is pretty much what his suit will look like for the upcoming The Flash movie as well. And I gotta say, I like it. I like it a lot. I think it looks mighty intimidating. To me, it's a wonderful mix of nostalgia.
Listen, it doesn't look horrendous to me. It doesn't look great, but I don't see intimidating. What do you think? Comment below, let me know. I don't think this looks intimidating. All right.
For the Tim Burton suit, yet it has modern elements that make it not look dated. And keeping the yellow emblem, it looks thrillingly comics accurate. They've also remade the the Burton suit, I think to have elements of the animated series look as well, which we're going to talk about in just a moment when we break down the suit.
Now, also, what I said at the beginning of this video, this may be a variant, and the costume could be a little bit different as well. I don't think it has to be exact to that, but the going back to, do I like the costume? Not yet. I want to see the way it's shot in camera. They're going to make it look better than just off-screen photographs. So I want to see how it looks with the cinematographer. It's going to look better. And they might touch it up too.
In detail. But holy continuity, Batman, what's happening here? As Keaton's younger Batman here is interacting with a younger version of J.K. Simmons' Jim Gordon, spotted before on...
Now, what do you think Grace is going to say? Do you think Grace is going to say this means it's done? I'm intrigued to see what she's going to say.
Set for Batgirl with the same longer red hair. Those scenes he was spotted with seems to be his ex-wife and a younger Barbara Gordon.
Okay.
So that's not just a stunt double in the suit. That's an actor playing a younger version of Keaton's Batman. But if The Flash brings over Michael Keaton's Batman and Sasha Calle's Supergirl at the end of the Flash movie, how was a younger version around to interact with J.K. Simmons, Commissioner Gordon, prior to that? Clearly, there are some multiverse hijinks afoot, which will need to be clearly sorted out. The multiverse is a Pandora's box.
Right.
You got to be really clear with what's going on.
Right. So I'm not very concerned about anything. I have to see how it's addressed, how they address time travel in it. What's the main timeline? What's from that character's own timeline? It can be very confusing. I just don't think, I'm not getting worried based on people thinking, oh, this is this or that, this is this or that, this is done, this is not. I just want to see it in context, especially when you're dealing with time travel and multiverses. You need the context. Do you agree with that? When you're dealing with multiverses, a different timeline in time travel, you need the context to assume anything, honestly.
But this just looks amazing. Now, as many of you know, I loved Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne. I thought he did a wonderful job, but I did not care for his Batsuit.
Oh, what? No, that Batsuit looks way better to me. I'm sorry. I know you're going to say I'm biased. but that looks way better to me. What do you think? I mean, comment below. Which Batsuit looks better? I think you're crazy, Grace, to say that.
Looked like a puffer coat, and I don't think he looked particularly menacing in it. It looked good in some of the illustrations.
No, Grace. That's one of the best Batsuits ever.
But in the actual films, I don't think it ever really quite worked. So while I understand some of your loyalty to the Snyderverse, I understand and respect it, I think it's crazy to think that the Batfleck suit looks better than this. I mean, I think this looks really good.
She just called me crazy. It looks better than that? Am I smoking something, or is Grace? Seriously. What? She said I'm crazy if I think that looks better than this. No way, Grace.
It's probably the most comics accurate suit we've gotten to date in live action, in fact, I would say. Now, for comparison's sake, here is a shot of Michael Keaton's original Batman suit, which he recently boasted still fits 32 years later. Now, here you can see on the original suit, the emphasis is on the abs. But here, they switch the emphasis to the pecs, making them, it's fun. What a funny conversation. Making them larger and broader, which...
I don't know. Now that you look at the original side by side, the comparison, do you think the fake abs are important on the suit? I think it kind of looks better with the abs. I don't know. Now that I'm looking back, I like the way the original looks better. I don't know. Yeah, I like the original better. What do you think?
Gives the suit overall a barrel-chested look, which is similar to the qualities of the animated Batman's physicality. I think that's really interesting. I love that. And I think that's one of the reasons I like it so much, why I'm sparking to this new suit. Now, the ribbing at the shoulders is more accentuated, which gives it a sleeker, more modern look. A little bit like the sleeker look for Barry's new costume that we've seen hints of so far. And while I think that Michael Keaton's Batman always had the most accentuated brow on his cowl of any of the Batmen, it's even more accentuated here, it seems. And I love it. It gives him like a
I do like the new cowl is more intense, I think. I think it does look more intense. Yeah. I think that part looks better.
Permanent scowl. The leggings look close to the original, making it seem that while he's armored on top, he's very mobile and agile on the bottom half. So he still has speed. I think that looks cool. Speaking of mobility, though, Michael Keaton was very vocal back in the day about not being able to turn his head in the original cowl. True. But this one seems similarly stiff to me. I think it's, a lot of other Batmen have had more of a jointed cowl, which I think takes away some of the cool factor from it. So this still very much has that, solid feel to it. But does it have a problem with the movement still? I'm excited to get a look at this in action. The utility belt is similar in construction, but it's now black, which I think is an excellent change because, again...
The utility belt. I don't know. I like the yellow better. I don't know. What do you think? If they kept it bright yellow for the symbol, I think they should have kept it for the belt too. I like the belt. I like the belt the way it was.
It keeps the emphasis on his chest and his shoulders. He seems very, very strong, but yet again, still agile. Like he seems like he can get you.
I don't know about very, very strong. Listen, I'm not. People. I think Mladen Kolik in my past comments section said I got to be nicer to older actors, but I don't think he. Listen, I'm not an ageist, but he doesn't look very strong though. You got to really address an older superhero fighting. If they don't have the superpowers, this isn't Logan, this isn't Wolverine. He had superpowers. This is a regular person that's a hero in a costume fighting crime, brutal crime. That's going to take its toll on your body. So if you really believe that Batman did this stuff for so many years, that he could still be scuffling up with the riffraff, that is a concern without being totally negative toward older people. It's reality. All those years, like look at if you really want a real world example, footballers and boxers, they can't do that forever. Are you telling me that Batman, he could do that for more years than a boxer or a football player? After a certain point, it's gonna really wear on his body.
You quickly and then punch you like a truck. I love that. And very intimidating, very, very intimidating, like he'd tower over you. Again, I think it's a perfect mix of the classic Burton costume, the look of the animated series, and, I guess the comics too. I think, but of course, I think the animated series did such a good job with the comics. So at the very least, I think the upcoming Flash movie gives good costume because I think we both we like the Flash's costume.
I like the Flash costume. I'm not hating on this. There's things I like that are better than the original. There's things that I'm not too much a fan of. I'll wait to see the trailer though.
I think many of us liked it, particularly with that new thing about the lenses coming down with the look last week. And I think this looks really, really great. I think it looks fantastic. What do you think? I mean, yeah, to some degree, it might be wearing Michael Keaton. I mean, we're not even sure if he's going to be, well, he's wearing it in The Flash, so he's still wearing it as an older Batman. That's going to be really interesting. So, yeah, the suit's kind of wearing Michael Keaton, but that's fine. I don't care as long as he looks like Batman. I think it's fantastic. The Batgirl movie looks really, really good to me so far. Visually, I think it's like firing.
I'm happy for it.
On all cylinders. So I'm very, very hopeful that the story is good as well. So what do you think? Share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.
Oh, thank you, Grace. Whoa, she's fading out. So that's my thoughts. I kind of think she's crazy to think this looks better than Batfleck costume. That's very surprising to me. I'm like, WTF, Grace? What the hell are you talking about? Did she sell it to me? Because I wasn't like hating on it, but I don't know. I'm not hating on it. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's great. I'm not as over the moon for the costume as Grace is. And I think her comparison to Batfleck was ridiculous. That costume was legit. Most of the and listen, I like Pattinson's Batman costume. The only one I don't really like, actually revisiting some of the Dark Knight trilogy, some of the Bat costumes in the third one and the second one I didn't like as much after revisiting. The only other one I really disliked was George Clooney's Batman. Batman Forever was okay, but to say it was better than BVS and Zack Snyder's Justice League costume is ridiculous to me. That's my point of view. What's yours? Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, let me know in the comments section, and I'll see you later for another reaction or MME Live. Have a good one, everyone.